Welcome back to Div Tech 101, aka Black Mantle, as we drop into Tech Unfiltered, where I talk about technology unfiltered that is shaping the world that we live in. And so today we're going to be starting season two. I've been going over, and I'm definitely coming in strong because I want to definitely drop a couple things on you all. Definitely get your points, so definitely hit them in the comments. But I've been watching something for the past few years. Very, very subtle, but can definitely be very dangerous because, we talked about data centers, and the reason why data centers are here because we're all using AI now. And technology, as we know, is getting absolutely much more smarter, and people are getting absolutely lazier than they ever have before. And I definitely want to break a little bit of that down. So let me tell you something here. Automation and artificial intelligence were supposed to make our lives easier. But what they've done is they're changing the way that we move and live in society. But the question I have for you is, are we using the technology or is it using us? And that's what I want you to think about as we're going on through this video. So everything that we're typing into Chat GPT or Gemini or Copilot or whatever, or Grok, when we're typing in these platforms, you're training it to be able to understand and how to regurgitate information in and out. That's all that it is, most definitely. And so as we look around, everything becomes effortless to the point where people are not necessarily thinking the way that they should be thinking because they are on a whole other different um, point in moving right now. And that's what I want to definitely go into. So I want you to definitely let me know which side that you're looking into more than anything. But I can tell you this: it's going to be very, very interesting for some of you out there because AI, as I talked about plenty of times, definitely taking jobs left and right. It's changing the whole dynamic of where we are right now. So here's the reality: when you need an answer, people are going to Chat GPT. When you need instructions, Chat GPT is giving you the answer step by step. And most definitely, if you need to write an email for work, guess what? AI is right there. It was generated there for you in a matter of seconds. And the interesting thing about all of this that I want to definitely make sure that we understand is all this sounds good until you realize that we're losing the ability to use our mental muscles in learning. So people's attention span is extremely shorter than what it ever has been before. So people aren't building skills anymore. People are basically borrowing the answers from prompts that we have. And this is definitely something I want you to really think about because it happens so smoothly. Like we didn't realize that we were into this state. Now, people who are in the tech space, they've seen this coming years ago. People who are not so much, but back in the day, you had to really grind for knowledge. Like you really had to grind and get out there and actually learn, go to college, buy the books, stand in line. Like you really have to get into the college classes and stuff like that. But you have to actually troubleshoot. You have to get under the you have to literally figure out something on a computer by actually getting your hands dirty, getting the A+ certifications, getting in there and figuring out. And now, like a new person coming into IT, it's almost like they don't know they don't know the true knowledge. They know Chat GPT, they know Google, they're gonna plug it in, they're gonna get the answer, they're gonna follow exactly what somebody else has done on the other side of the world where they're using Reddit or Chat GPT or whatever. But now we've replaced thinking and typing, or we replace thinking with typing of prompts, and we replace curiosity with convenience because it's so convenient to just get the answer directly from somebody online. Much more now, Chat GPT or Open AI. Now, the perspective that I'm looking at within this realm is when learning meant there's been a struggle. That means that you have taken the time, the resources, the money to actually go out and get certification to actually learn what you're doing in tech. See, the way When I came up, when I was learning tech, I had to learn by working on computer systems, whether I worked on them for other small businesses, being their tech person and really getting down in there and servicing the problem. Now there's much more at stake. And so you learn by breaking things. That's why I always say new people coming into tech, anybody coming into the technology space needs to learn how to take a computer apart, needs to learn how to replace RAM, they need to learn how to replace the power supply, they need to know how to get down in there and break some things. And you learn by staying up late, reading articles, figuring out, reading the books and stuff. Like actually getting in there. For example, and I'm going to show you this here because I just happen to have this here at my desk. But if you have where a person like myself who will come up, and this is my favorite little demo computer that I have on the channel, old school Dell, right? Old school Dell. I still have this because sometimes I will help and show people different things like I'm doing on the video here. Get you an old computer and like take the keyboard apart, take the mouse trackpad apart, replace the power supply, replace the LCD screen. See, I had to learn by like literally putting my hands on it, right? And learning. Now people they had their AI and they can ask it a question and they can go right there and solve the problem and not even pick up a single book whatsoever. And that is dangerous. Even networking, you can now learn networking online. That is where we are like right now, right? And the thing is, the type of world that we live in is you learn by reading an entire manual from front to back, back to front. And that process shaped you as an IT person because it gave you the ability to be patient. It gave you the ability to have some type of discipline, but it also made you dangerous in the best way because you had to actually step through it as you begin to figure out your problems by actually understanding the work and not just the output that you have there. And I'm speaking from being in this space for all these years here. Just seeing it today, I see new IT people coming in, millennials, people skip the struggle. They skip the struggle and go straight to their phones. But you know how you can combat that? If you're an IT manager out there and you really want to see what a new techie, a newbie knows, don't allow them to use their phone or a computer when servicing a live production problem. Let them think. Let them think about it and figure it out. Even in the interviews, if you have on-site interviews, if they still happen in the age that we live in, let them get out there and let them actually do that. I've had that happen on the interview once before. So easy. The person that was interviewing me had me to pretty much break a computer apart, was asking what is like the RAM, where's the power supply. It was a piece of cake because I understood growing up, I was already breaking computers apart. See, I learned a different way than what you all have learned. And even older people getting into IT, get you an old computer off of eBay. Okay. I've talked about that on the chat channel. You know, you look back on my videos where I stepped you through how to get into IT. There's this whole series on it. You can go to eBay and get you a cheap computer, people. You can break it down. You can take the parts out of it and really understand what you are getting into. And the truth is that if you never struggle, you will never grow in the space that you're in. Now, why am I telling you all this information? Because somebody out there, maybe you, are trying to get into IT. You don't know. You ran across this video right here, and I'm giving you unfiltered information without all the bells and whistles behind the scenes. Because if all the answers come from AI itself, that means the skill is not yours. The skill belongs to the company which you're paying for to use AI, and it belongs to the tool and not you. Because when the lights go out and the power goes out, you're gonna have to figure it out. And some of y'all would completely crash if your job said there are no phones at your desk You can't use your phones. You can't use the computer. You have to sit in the field and use your head to get out of a problem. A lot of you will probably fail and get fired. And see, we need to retrain the tech generation that we're in because we're so dependent on AI to do everything for us. Now, for those of us who understand it and use AI, we can use it. Like I can sit here and use AI to a point where if I can originate a thought and I want to wrap that thought into a beautiful process, I can do it. That is different than basically saying, I don't know what I want to talk about. Let me let you figure it out. You kind of understand and see what I'm talking about? That is where we're at right now. And so when we're looking at the automation is a blessing, but then it can also be a crutch because don't get it twisted, people. When you're looking at this AI and automation thing, powerful tools. I use them. Everybody use them now. But I teach people to also use them to also be able to learn. And the difference is you can use them to enhance your skill and not replace your actual thinking that you have because it should be a boost in your hand, but not a wheelchair that you depend on as you're going through your journey in this here. And that's what I want you all to do. So because you depend on a tool more than you depend on yourself, that's when the tech stops being empowering and you start weakening yourself. Okay. So, what I want you all to think about out there, and this is the question that I want you all to really look at going into season 2 of this, if you've been watching and keeping up with the series, is tech helping us grow or is it making us much more comfortable? Because comfort never builds experts or builds leaders. I want you all to really think about that and let that get ingrained in your head as you're going through this because I really want you to fully understand this. Don't lose discipline in the tech space because if you lose that discipline, that's going to make you invaluable. Okay. I want you to be disciplined enough to let it help you and aid you in getting through your tech journey, but don't use it to cheat in a way that's going to put you in hot water. And even if something breaks, you don't know what to do because you got to ask Chat GPT. So once again, people, Dev Tech 101, aka Black Mantle. Look forward to bringing more content to you soon. And let me know in the comments, has automation helped you reach your goals or has it made you too comfortable? Definitely put it in the comments below. Chat with you all soon. Stay sharp, stay secure, subscribe for more tech with purpose only on Div Tech 101.